In today's video, I am showing you my To Die For Blueberry Muffins. That is the title of it that I found years ago, and I use it whenever I want to make these. Look at how delicious these look. They turn out so great. Stick around. I'm going to show you a little trick on how to keep the blueberries from sinking to the bottom. And I want to show you how easy it is to do the crumble that is on the top that really sets these blueberry muffins off. So come along with me and let's put these together. So at the end of this video, I'm going to just show you how I prepare my blueberries for the freezer. If you don't like to use a scale to measure your flour, really all you need to do is fluff it up, but don't reach into the flour and just grab your 2 cups out. You would definitely get too much, and that makes such a difference in the way these turn out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 240 milligrams of flour. Or all you need is 2 cups that are fluffed. Moving on to the sugar, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now you just want to mix that up really good. Now I'm going to grab my oil. I love to use that oil, and I'm going to measure 1/3 cup. I'm going to add 1 egg into the oil, and then I'm going to mix that up. And now you just want to take your milk and fill it to the 1 cup line. Just like that, and then we're just going to add that to the dry mixture. And you just want to mix that up really well. To keep your blueberries from sinking to the bottom, take a little bit of flour, just like this. I'm not measuring it. It's a very little amount. You don't need much. What you want to do here is you just want to make sure they're all coated. And you can see how that is sticking to each one of them. I am going to add them to the bowl, but I'm going to be very careful not to add in the extra flour. And then just carefully fold those in. You want to be careful not to break the blueberries too much unless you prefer that. Otherwise, you just have a blue dough. That looks perfect. I'm going to set that off to the side and get the topping ready. I put 1/4 cup of butter into the bowl. I'm adding in 1/3 cup of flour. I don't have to worry about the measuring part of the flour at this part because it's just the topping. It makes no difference in how it's going to bake. Now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of sugar, and the recipe calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I like to just wing it here and just add that like that. I mean, you can measure if you want, but you can also measure with your heart, and I think that works well as well. I always try to do this with my spatula, and it's a fail every time, guys. You have to get right in there with your fingers. That's the only way. This takes just a few minutes, but you just want to make sure all of that flour is gone and it's mixed into little crumbles. You can slowly see that it's starting to come together. This does take a little patience because even right there that was too crumbly, so I just want to keep going at it. It's fine. It doesn't take that long. And this part is so worth it. Everybody loves the topping. You can see how this is coming together. I can almost make a ball out of it, and that's the texture you want. That's exactly how you want it. Here's my cupcake papers. I'm going to go ahead and line this pan. I had to make the decision which scoop to use. If I used the little one, I'd have to do more than one, and I think I could just use one big one. And I love these so much. I didn't realize that the bigger one is made just like the new one I just bought. And the big one has always been a great one. So if you have one of these, I would love to know, do you love it as much as I do? I feel like the cheaper ones don't come, like when you dip in, it does not come out. So if you want one that doesn't frustrate you, that is the kind, I guess, to get unless you know of a different kind. Now I'm just going to go through and add the crumbles to the top, and it always amazes me every time I make this. Now this only makes 12 of these, so if you want more, just double the batch. I will leave the recipe down in the description box for all the details, but look at how this just almost, it just comes out perfect. I did have to move it around a little, a couple different ones to make sure that everyone had the right amount, but this, oh, these are so good this way. And here I just wanted to show you them baking, and the house is smelling great. If you need your house to smell really good, bake some of these. I do want to add real quick, I baked them at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes and just kind of watch them, make sure they're done. You don't want to burn them, so everybody's oven's a little different. So you just want to pay attention, I guess, to the ending and make sure they come out right. But look at this. They slide right out. They look so good. I'm going to put them over here on the cooling rack, and then I'm going to open one up and let you see the inside. And here it is. It's cooled off. It's not completely cool because I always struggle with waiting that long, but look at that. It's cool enough to touch. So look at the blueberry placement. They are all over, even some on the top. I hope you give this recipe a try, and now I'm going to show you what I do with my blueberries and how I put them in the freezer to last all winter long. This is a 5-pound box that I bought. I'm going to take it and dump them in here, and I want to rinse them really good. Get them really rinsed as well as I can. I want to do both of them that way. I'm going to do all of them that way, actually. Once I get that done, I'm going to grab my sheet pans. I'm going to try to lay them out in a single layer. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I have fans, a big ceiling fan, and I'm going to put them under the ceiling fan to just kind of dry a little bit. Once I think they've dried enough, I'm going to put them in the freezer and let them stay there until they're frozen. And God bless you if you've stayed with me this long. If you have stayed with me this long, would you please leave your favorite fruit down in the comments so I know you watched to this point? It would just be interesting to me. I know a lot of the videos people click off quick, so I'm just curious if anybody's still here. Once I get that all done, I'm going to grab my baggies and I'm going to start bagging them up. I do a cup, 2 cups in each bag. I'm just using little bags from Walmart, the little zip bags, to just get the portion size. But once I get a whole bunch put together, I will be putting them into the freezer bag. And the freezer bag will go into the freezer until I need them. I love having a lot of different things in my freezer ready to go. If I decide to do anything with blueberries, now I have these in the freezer. I can run and just grab a bag. I know each bag has 2 cups. And so I hope you give this a try. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hit that like button. And thank you so much for watching today.